Hey everyone, welcome back to Subnautica, the Breachless challenge run. This is episode 7. It's going to be a bit of a longer one today because we've got some interesting special things happening. So I think this is going to run past the half-hour mark.
What's special?
This is... I guess we're going to see. Also, this is the last, as I mentioned previous episode, this is the last time we're going to be doing post-recording over the episode.
Ideally.
So this is ideally. I can't see myself making this mistake again, but
Nuclear waste disposal, also getting tailed by a biter. Scram. Yeah, slapped him in the face with a fin.
He looks like he's dead, or stunned at least.
Nah, I just lost interest. I usually do that.
So yeah, again, we're going to be hearing audio after the fact. This is not the original audio from the episode. But from episode 8 onwards, it will be. So we're starting off here looking at having a look around the wreck that we found last time.
Yeah, just a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, I think mostly stuff we've already come across now. We've got our bioreactor, we've got our scanner room, we've got our Seamoth. So it looks like it's all things that we're one step ahead of.
Can't go in that one. Oh, well, maybe you could, but it'd be a tight fit.
Thought there might be something hidden in there.
Yeah, usually it's only for the big ones, you know.
I thought this might be something special, like a tool or something like that, but it just turns out to be the steering wheel for a Seamoth.
Yeah, I mean...
From a distance, it looked like a pneumatic hammer or something.
I wonder what kind of use would need for a pneumatic hammer.
Maybe you could use it to build bases faster or something. Got another reef back above us?
Yep, just very in the distance. If you can see like those little circles around the crosshair.
It's really cool how like things do fade off into kind of the murkiness of the water.
Absolutely. Kind of like the underwater has its own like fog, so to speak.
It's got fog of war.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to carry on adventuring past the wreck here. Got a bit of sandstone.
And
Got a bit of sand shark.
Yeah, I think he's onto us. Sand sharks usually like hide in the sand, as their name implies, until something gets close. Then they burst out and chase it, ambush style. They're the classic ambush predator.
It looks like we're entering a new biome, so we're getting closer to...
Yes.
You said we're getting closer to the Aurora here. Oh, and we've got some shale.
Lithium.
First shale I think we found.
And there was lithium and some of that.
Got lithium, we've got gold.
That'll be important for later. I mean, we won't be needing it anytime immediately, but it helps to have it in advance.
This is a nice find though. There's plenty of precious metals that we can find on that cliff face there.
Yeah, it's the mountain cliff face that's leading up to the crash site, the Aurora, believe it or not.
I didn't realise the Aurora was actually that close to where we started. I felt like that would be still a kilometre or so further away before you started hitting the cliffs that it sits on top of.
And yet there we were. That was the transition from grassy plateaus to where the Aurora crashed.
I think I got a bit greedy on this run because we're cutting it close to get back to the marine coral here.
Yeah. But we made it fine.
Oh, and we're now being bitten by a biter.
Little bastards.
Not much inventory space left. Might be worth heading home soon. With our brand new metal, lithium.
Yep, that'll be worth stockpiling for later.
Is lithium that metal that's like soft enough that you can cut it like butter?
I don't think so. Given how it's used to improve pressure endurance on your things like base and vehicles.
Well, metals start behaving a lot differently when you alloy them.
Yeah, I guess that's true to some extent. I think it's kind of like... I think it's one of the more conductive type of metals, though. Not as conductive as gold, but it's high up there.
Maybe that's like... Maybe I'm thinking of sodium or something. There's definitely a metal that you can just cut into it with a knife. Like it's just so soft.
Yeah, some metals behave in strange ways. Like, for example, diamond. The hardest substance in the world. But, yeah, it breaks easy if you smack it with a hammer.
Also, notably, not a metal.
Indeed not. Crystallized carbon or something?
Yeah, it's a carbon allotrope.
Incidentally, quartz, like as a sort of crystallized substance from something.
Quartz is a metal, I believe. Quartz, is it aluminium or is it silicon? It might be silicon.
Yeah, I think it's silicon, yeah.
Okay. I think some gemstones are essentially metals. I think some gemstones are just aluminium oxides.
Right, aluminium oxide crystals, yes.
No space for the titanium.
Drink some.
We'll drink some water. Looks like we've also got a lot of bladderfish to turn into water in the inventory as well.
Yes, it
would be nice if you could do that en masse.
Yeah, right, but you're going to have to do it one by one. Do it the hard way.
Got my pet gasopods hanging around.
Same as always. Not sure where the sand shark has got to.
I can't complain about that though. Have a look, see if the scanner room's picking up anything particularly interesting.
It seems like it.
Alright, it's not going to be a huge amount of time before we want to start thinking about heading to the Sunbeam.
Yeah, we're like 12 minutes out.
12 minutes to go. Now, in the Seamoth, it's not going to be that long a journey, really. It's probably going to take only 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say maybe start headed out around the 5-minute marker.
Yeah, just for safety.
The extra 3 minutes as buffer in case you get distracted.
Yeah, if we see something interesting along the way that we want to stop for. Don't want to be in a rush. Could do with grabbing some food before we go. And another one. Toasty, toasty. You'd think I'd be bored of just eating fried fish every day by now.
Well, I guess you'd have a strong palate for a taste of fish. So you'd be able to pick out fish from its taste.
Alright, just over a kilometre away. It's a fair trek, honestly.
It is.
In the Seamoth, it won't be too bad.
Yeah. It's a good thing that we got this in advance. We do not want to be caught having to go to that without a Seamoth. So it's a good thing that we raided that area around Life Pod 17 when we did.
And it was perfect timing, really, because we got that Seamoth like the exact moment the radio message came in to give us the timer. Looks like there's a brain coral actually trapped under the ground there, because you could see the bubbles hitting the underneath of the surface.
How bizarre.
So I went to have a look to see if I could actually find the cave that brain coral's in, just out of curiosity.
I'm not sure it's supposed to be there, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it in a cave that's explorable, or have they literally just placed a brain coral under the floor by accident?
No, but you can still get oxygen from it. It looks like it may have been placed down there by accident, though, if I'm being honest. But you can still get oxygen from it, because you did get 10 seconds from one of the bubbles. But there's a fully functional one right there, so, yeah. Let's stick with that one.
The reason we came here in the first place, though, I believe I've come just to collect some more titanium, just to fill up my collection.
And you end up going straight into a stalker's nest, and the guy is not too chuffed.
Both good and bad. I mean, we're being chased by a stalker, but there's also plenty of metal around for us to take with.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a stalker's nest, then you can find a lot of titanium.
That was the sandstone gold mine that we just hit there. That was about 8 sandstone.
Yeah. Kelp Forest caves tend to span between like 30 to 100 meters below surface, and they're usually a hotspot for sandstone. But I won't stick in there for too long.
It's a fairly valuable excursion. We got ourselves a fair bit of titanium and a ton of precious metals. It was good.
Now let's get back to a break, or 30 seconds.
Off we go.
Oh, there's the one. Oh, okay, the base is right here, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, there's the sand shark.
Didn't leave that. Just hasn't been pestering.
He was sleeping at night.
Oh, that locker is completely saturated.
I'm going to have to build some more storage at some point for sure. It's also gonna really bother me because I'm gonna end up having to make another like precious metals locker that's not next to the first one. That's gonna bother me forever. But you know what? I also can't be bothered moving it anywhere else, so it's gonna stay there, and it's just gonna bug me every time I use it.
I mean, it's just a matter of transferring the supplies from one locker to another and relabeling the lockers, because you can do that. But
nah, too much effort.
Too much effort, of course. As we agree, they're not in use, because, well, we're going to be needing it right now, because we can't go past 200 meters safely.
One thing that I mentioned at some point while we were playing, and I'm not sure if it's in one of the episodes that we've lost audio for, so I'll mention it now. But in one of my very, very early playthroughs of this game, I found a time capsule near the Aurora, actually like right on one of the sandbanks of the Aurora. It was above the surface, so I tried to work out what I was going to do. It contained some really useful stuff. It had, are you familiar with I guess you will be, the thermal knife?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, hello. A little glitter of gold there.
Shiny golden peeper. That looks interesting.
Get it before the stalkers do. Scan it in as well.
You know what? I'm not sure what I did with this guy, because if I just put him into storage, then I need to make sure that I don't accidentally eat the thing.
Yeah, we'll find out. Enzyme host peeper.
So yeah, it contained like a thermal knife. I think it contained a propulsion cannon or something like that. I think I got my first laser cutter from it. And so when I was thinking about doing this Breachless run, finding that time capsule was part of my plan. Because I had no idea how they worked. But it was above the surface, so I was trying to work out like, how do I get to this time capsule that's above the surface? And I had a whole plan laid out for it. And then the first time I tried to do this run, and I went for the time capsule and discovered that it wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
And then I Googled how they work. It's a really cool idea. I don't know if you want to describe how time capsules actually work.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. It's an awesome mechanic. I believe is it when you complete the game? You can do it? So when you complete the game, you have the option to leave a time capsule behind, which is a small storage container, and you can put in, just grab some titanium here, out under the nose of the 3 stalkers. You can leave a time capsule, and it's got a couple of storage slots, and you can put in things. And then when you win the game, you leave the time capsule behind, and it appears in like one other person's game randomly.
You won't know who.
It's kind of like it's almost like in the invasion mechanic in Dark Souls. Like you just pick a random person's world for your thing to appear in. It reminds me of in Dark Souls there's something called trying to remember. It's miracle rings. Sometimes when you cast a miracle in Dark Souls, a miracle ring appears in someone else's world. And if you stand near it, you get certain buffs. But it's a really cool mechanic because it just kind of links together your game with other various strangers' games who you would otherwise never know about. It's like leaving your mark on the world. I think you can leave screenshots in time capsules as well.
I'm not certain about that. I never looked into it a lot.
If I remember correctly, I think you can leave screenshots in time capsules. Oh, there's a gasopod just invading the base.
Thank you for that. I was completely uninvited, but you do you.
Just those massive gasopod arses that clip through walls.
Yeah, looks like the people in question just got tossed into the organics.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. That's when we record episode 8. That's something to do, is make sure we've separated the golden peeper from the rest of them.
Yeah, too right. The only way I envision being able to recognise that would be to take all the peepers out and release them, and then track down the golden one.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, pretty much. Unless we can find ourselves an aquarium. But I don't think that's going to happen all that soon.
I think you might be able to build a standard aquarium by default with the builder. I think it's in one of the...
by default? Oh, okay.
I think it's in one of the interior component tabs.
Yeah, I'll have a look then.
It's just a standard one. It's not like one giant aquarium, but...
I heard a little woohoo from Tank as we breached there.
Yeah, I do that a lot when I do that with my own CMOD.
Yeah, we'll notice that we've got 2.5 minutes before the sunbeam arrives, so I guess we did actually leave it a little bit late to set off, but it's enough time.
We should make it there.
So I guess we're about to complete the game. We'll get to leave ourselves a time capsule behind.
Yep.
And we'll get safe passage off the planet in the sunbeam. I guess there will be no episode 8, so thanks for watching the series, everyone.
Yeah, once we get to the that in the distance, we can close out.
Spooky Scary, Hidden Island.
Imagine if we fucking landed the life pod on there. I mean, so much for Breachless if the life pod lands on the atmosphere, in the atmosphere.
I'd be screwed from the start, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a radio message. I wonder if that's from the sunbeam telling us it's about to land.
Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, so I think what we've just stopped for is that we heard the sound of a leviathan off in the distance.
Yeah, I know about this one a lot. It uses echolocation. And but what that means is that if you can hear its roar, it has the ability to hear you.
And we're in a loud fucking Seamoth.
Yes, it's not exactly very quiet.
Ooh, something interesting down
there. That is... Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit of Cyclops.
It's the first piece of the Cyclops.
It's a shame we'll never get to use it, huh?
Well, at least we have its data entry logged. Why it won't be logged in the first place is beyond me, but I think at the start the PDA mentioned something about corruption, which damages...
Does it get corrupted? Oh, how convenient.
It's supposed to be an emergency survival PDA, but no. Devil burn me. What be this? That doesn't look natural.
It doesn't look natural.
It's also moving. Yeah, it's definitely moving.
Oh, what's going on? This thing is sat on a hidden island, and now it's doing stuff. This doesn't look good.
And it's also got a loud ass siren. It sounds like fucking one of those, one of those World War II air raid sirens.
The Blitzkrieg's about to happen.
Yes. That sound effect, in my opinion, is chilling, but also fucking amazing at the same time.
This game has some sick sound design.
It does.
We should be able to see the sunbeam arriving shortly.
Yeah, it should be touching down.
There it is.
Yeah. It's just breached the atmosphere, I think.
Well, thank you everyone for watching our breachless run. I'm glad it was all possible. We needed to use a few glitches to make it, but we got our sea moth.
Wait, what the hell's that?
Oh no! Oh no! I did not see that coming.
So that fucking F-bomb.
Oh shit! Well, there goes our escape route.
That was our only ticket out of here, man.
Well, that's why I was banking on to make this run possible. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, the idea was that it was to land just over the water's edge, and we'd be able to ramp the sea moth into its cargo bay. Kind of beats the sea moth, but it's kind of irrelevant when we're getting the hell out of Dodge.
Alright, what's plan B? There's some interesting looking things going on under the water. There's a new kind of shark that we saw. And now there's also whatever this thing is.
I think it's moving again. It is.
It looks like it's going back.
It's packing up, I suppose. And there's that siren again.
It's going to be interesting to hear what that radio message was. Might be the last thing we ever hear the Sunbeam crew say.
Probably, yeah. What were you looking at? Well, I guess we might as well have a look at the for anything that could provide help. I mean, we did find a piece of a Cyclops, so...
And looks like we might have found another one. Or is this reactor of some kind?
This is...
Oh yeah, no, that's Cyclops.
I guess we're gonna need it now. Phone's got derailed.
Tank was like really scaring me in this episode because you keep talking about the fact that like Reaper Leviathans can hear me if I can hear them, and I'm like, I didn't even realize you could find Reaper Leviathans around here.
You can,
because the only place that I've spotted them is near kind of the Aurora, which I thought was just where they lived.
There's 3 locations, I think, where you can find Reaper Leviathan.
Oh, hey, Brinker. Oh,
another golden peeper.
Glowy, glittery peeper. Let's see if I forget to put this one in a special place.
Give. Thank you. And the cavern.
Yeah. Should be a cool, interesting cave, because this is
a couple of Reginalds in the
far, far from anywhere that we've been up to now. I'm also seeing some shale and something to scan, some kind of machinery. Some more Cyclops, maybe?
Be worth finding out. Let's maybe pull the sea moth over. Oh, right, there's in the face.
Oh, a nuclear reactor. Okay, cool.
But we're also being circled by those guys.
What are they called again? Are they biters?
Yep. Oh, hello. That was diamond.
There's our first diamond.
That was a necessary component for the laser cutter.
And there's a second diamond, which is all the necessary components for the laser cutter.
We're in business.
Or at least the rare stuff.
Well, at least we have the ability to be in business. Oh!
You shit.
The nose! Again! Why do they always do that?
I'm not doing well at avoiding these things, am I?
My God. I think another one was coming in.
Let's head on into the cave.
Yeah. Probably less of them in here.
Although I think you mentioned it's probably big enough to just bring the sea moth into.
Yeah, that's...
More diamond.
Yeah, it's definitely big enough for the sea moth.
So we're going to head back and grab it.
And we can just use the headlights.
Looks like this bite is trying to eat its way into the sea moth, 2 of them.
Yeah,
but they can't manage it. Still on 100.
They don't have strong enough jaws for that. Meanwhile, we can bring the sea moth in. Got some headlights, so we don't have to be using a flashlight all the time.
Just scanning the walls, see if we can find more precious metals.
any deeper in, I think.
I'm going to have to be careful here because, first of all, I have no idea what I'm going to find in here. I was getting really tense and jumpy at this point in the game now, not knowing what we were going to come across. This place is dark and spooky and far from home.
Yeah, for Sky, this is basically going straight into the unknown.
Yeah, this is uncharted territory for me, absolutely. Also, this looks like quite an expensive, cavernous and branching cave, and there's every chance that I can get myself lost in here. So I'm going to try and have to memorise sort of the route that I'm taking in, just so I can find my way back out.
Yeah, it can be very twisty, so you got to pay attention to where you're going, otherwise you could go the wrong way and things get bad, and bad, and badder, and bad, and bad.
And the third thing as well is that it's open enough for a sea moth, but that doesn't mean it's that big, and it's possible that I'm going to end up shunting the sea moth into walls and things, so I've got to be very careful not to crash it at all.
At the same time, the sea moth isn't completely fleshy. I mean, it can take a couple beatings from the walls. It's not exactly lightweight. Just as long as you don't go deliberately hammering it off walls, anyway.
Yeah. Well, in we go. Slow and steady.
Steady, that's the way.
It's an awesome looking cave. Is it stalactites from the ceiling? Or stalagmites? Stalactites from the ceiling, isn't it?
I think so. Left or right?
Follow the trail.
Not the trail.
We're below 100 here, so my oxygen efficiency is down, so we'll be heading back to the sea moth pretty frequently.
Yeah. Using 4 oxygen every 3 seconds. Or I think it's like 3.5. It's 4. It's 3 or 4. It's 3.5 or 4. But with
There's a brain coral in here.
Convenient.
What is that?
That's not natural either.
Let's give it a scan.
A purple tablet.
Intriguing.
Have a look at it. Okay, let's not.
There's also a few new plants in here that I've not seen before.
Yeah.
Give those a scan as well.
They have been around. They have been around in a few areas. You just haven't, you haven't taken the time to scan them.
Yeah, I think we might have seen them on reefbacks once or twice.
Yep.
Some more lithium.
Always useful.
This is why this episode's going to run a bit longer, because...
Distracted with cave diving.
Yeah, we made our sea moth, we went to meet the sunbeam, and now we're far from home in a weird alien cave system, so we wanted to try and kind of finish what we were doing here before we moved on.
Yeah, as I said, it tends to get all twisty and diverse, go left or right.
But I was noticing that we actually were getting not all that far from the surface in terms of depth. We're getting up to 50 meters up there, so I was wondering whether we were going to end up breaching the surface.
It is possible
and finding another way out up there. I didn't know if we were going to have to backtrack or if we were going to find a different way. Okay, that's the sea moth. Let's take it up a level.
Not that we can go to the surface, yeah? That's not for us.
Depending on how the cave system works, though. If you had a cave mouth that was just kind of, semi-submerged, you may well be able to get out. If it was just a directly vertical cave exit, then yeah, no.
I forget what it's like. I haven't been there in a while.
It's very eerie and quiet. No fish around at all.
There's absolutely nothing.
This made me very worried. Just not having any life around was kind of eerie.
You never realise how unsettling silence is until you experience it for long enough. Like
Yeah,
you think the rest of the water is quiet when you're out there around the safe showers and stuff. Then you come in here and it's just literally deathly quiet.
Because the safe shallows is all like actually really densely populated with all sorts of fish, and you even get those schools of fish that aren't proper. Like you can't pick them up; they're just kind of flavor. You just get those schools of hundreds of tiny little fish. Around here nothing. It's just dead water, which is really creepy. I spot some shale over there, but I think I missed it.
Oh! Right.
Roof. That's 10% of our integrity gone. And yeah, it looks like this is not really a viable exit for the sea moth, so down we go.
This is the wrong vehicle for jumping out of there. I mean, you could try, but you'd probably beach the sea moth.
Yeah, beaching a sea moth would actually pretty much be the end of this run.
Yeah.
we wouldn't even be able to get out to push it back into the water. Okay, down we go. It's just a case of finding the way out that we came in.
Well, it looks like it should be able to retrace our steps easily. Yeah, I remember this spot. This was the entrance. Just twist around this turn, and there we go.
We're out. Lovely.
And it is now nightfall. And I think those things are still...
We've got glowy stuff off in the distance. Yeah, I was getting very jumpy now. We've got night. We've got the sounds of Reaper Leviathans off in the distance. I think you should probably keep an eye on my...
Oh!
Yeah. Did you see me jump on the camera there?
I saw that.
Fucking terrified me.
At this point, I hissed sharply at Sky to turn off his lights, because those are bone sharks that they can see you from further away with your lights on. and they're aggressive. They can damage the sea moth
with my lights off.
they can damage the sea moth as well. That one took 8 points of health off.
Oh, we were on 90. I think it took off a good 15.
I was looking at energy, not.
Oh yeah.
We also passed crush depth there.
Yes, I'm getting warnings that the sea moth can't go below 200. These cool floating weird islands. So I've never seen these before. So I was kind of scanning them with the sea moth just to see if they looked like they had any kind of useful resources on. Mm-hmm. This is the only thing of interest that we actually are seeing. There's a little egg here that I've not come across. So we'll grab that. Other than that, it seems to be mainly just quartz, really, that's around.
I think some of these islands can also have diamond on them.
Okay. I'm not sure if I spotted any diamond.
I'm not sure to change that as well. Those guys with bone sharks, they're very good ambush predators as well, because they can see from further away, as mentioned, if you've got lights on and stuff. But usually half the time, they don't even make a warning sound when they're chasing you, which is like something that Sky relies on, because like the stalkers, they make like this loud growl when they start chasing you. Sometimes bone sharks don't make a sound before they chase you, and they come up behind you and then just snap. And that's exactly what happened there. Just stealthily followed behind Sky and snapped at the sea moth.
And fucking terrified me.
Yes, while also smashing into it. So it's just a bunch of startling movements right there.
Yeah, I was very happy to just head straight home there, because that excursion, that was scary and tense. All the darkness, all the bone sharks and Reaper Leviathan sounds. I was on edge that whole time, so...
There's going to be plenty more
back
of
to
that.
The safe shallows. Oh, yeah.
There's going to be plenty more of that as Sky gets further and further away from comfort zone.
Subnautica is weirdly kind of a horror game when you get later into it. It's so cool. This game it goes through so many different kind of ideas and executes them all so well.
Thankfully, the sea moth's damage, took 25% damage, but it's nothing a little TLC with a repair tool can't fix.
We've also got that radio message to listen to.
Yep. Let's get this thing
Possibly a
fixed up.
sunbeam message from beyond the grave.
There you
good
go.
as new on the Seamoth.
Good as new. It just knows what to fix and where. Let's offload all this stuff now.
Got a ton of things to put away.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of those 3 peepers is golden.
Yes, it is. What's the betting I'm about to go and eat it by accident?
Considering your current food state, I'd say very high.
Yeah, me too.
We don't remember to acknowledge these things.
It's a shame there's no identifier in the actual picture. Like, I'd think they'd put like a yellow circle behind it instead of a blue or something.
Or even
like
a name identifier, like modified peeper.
Yeah, all that. So it's very easy to accidentally go and snack down on something infected or something glowy and glittery.
A purple tablet. This is what we found in that cave.
So yeah, I was looking for any kind of... This is pretty new to me as well. This I don't think I've seen before. So I want to have a look at the description just to see if there's anything.
It's abandoned hundreds, perhaps thousands of years ago.
And we apparently can make them as well.
Yes,
with
because
ion
we scanned
cubes.
them.
Or lime jelly, as it looks.
Diamonds are allocated to laser cutters, so we won't be using those ones that we just found unless we found some more. Ion cube, however...
We've found no other uses for ion
and
cubes
what's
yet,
this?
but we've also found no ion cubes.
Radio message.
Let's have a listen. Partially translated.
What the hell?
Well, it's not the sunbeam.
Definitely not. Mode... hunting, analyze. Other agents. Ominous. Yeah, that's like a strong point I bring up. That sound like Avery Quinn to you? I don't think so.
Oh, don't want to pack that up.
Dissipated water.
Yeah, you don't even choose the peeper that gets made into food when you make cooked peeper.
Don't think so.
So there it goes. It was probably that one.
50-50. 100% chance to mess it up. There's one left. Jono.
There's one left.
It might be the one. We'll have to find out next episode, because we'll probably pull all the peepers out and see which ones were glowy, glowy, golden. Glowy, glowy, gold dust.
Yeah, we've picked up 2, but we've also potentially eaten both. So.
Well, no, you put one of them away, that's for sure. So we have at least one. I
thought I still ate some peepers from my inventory when we picked that one up. Did I not?
Not 100%. We'll have to check the locker.
Yeah, we'll have a look next
episode.
But that's
for the next episode, and we are done with this one.
We are. So, next episode will be live commentary once again. Assuming I can record my own mic audio. Tank, I'm sure, will remind me of that because he's had to record 4 episodes twice with me now. So, interesting things going on. We saw the sunbeam get destroyed. We saw some scary bone sharks. And we'll see you all in episode 8.